Hi, I'm Nick Vitellari, and welcome to the Road to Reinvention 2018 conference. I'm here today with Rebecca Scholl, who is the Vice President of Digital Innovation at Genpact. Rebecca, thanks for being here, and thanks for taking the time with us today. So one of the things I wanted to talk with you about is this whole issue of culture in the digital era. Because we hear a lot of things, you know, from cadence differences, people's views, whatever. What's the best way, or how do you deal with culture in this digital era?
Yeah, it's really interesting, Nick, because when you come from a legacy of getting it right the first time, and we at Genpact, I mean, we come from the legacy of GE, right, with Six Sigma and process excellence. And you have to shift to a culture of failing fast with digital. Then you're facing with this significant culture shift. And so what we're finding is having a two-speed culture inside the organization is the key to success. So you're going to keep a culture of first time right for the majority of your operations. You're going to have a digital division that is allowed to fail fast, right, to innovate, that is somewhat protected from the broader culture of first time right. And you put the two in parallel, knowing fully well that your most tough client, if you're the digital team, is going to be your internal client. So that the team that is used to running the operations, that has the domain expertise, is going to be testing your innovations, testing your AI solutions before they get it out to the customer. So this two-speed culture is honestly, we found has been quite successful.
That's really interesting, because this speed thing, if you will, is really vexing to a lot of organizations. That's fascinating. Yeah. So another dimension of this is the whole issue of jobs, you know, in a digital era. And you know, there's quite a few people that are quite concerned about what's going to happen to jobs. What are the new jobs? Are there going to be fewer jobs? Are there going to be more jobs? What are you thinking on this? What's your view?
Well, you know, the way we define work today is really the exception processing of tasks that can't be automated, right?
Yes.
As more and more of the tasks become automated, as we solve this last mile of automation, we really have to fundamentally rethink what work is. So the way I see it, there are three types of jobs that are being impacted by digital innovation. There's the jobs that will require reskilling, because they will be impacted directly, and those are mainly the rules-based processing jobs, right? The administrative jobs, the tier 1 customer support jobs, and some middle management jobs as well that are really focused on reporting. The second type of jobs are those that are going to be enhanced by digital, because you will have immediate prioritization of what are the most critical issues you need to solve, instead of having to go out and search for every single issue. And the third are new jobs that don't exist today. And I think that these new jobs will be at the intersection of data science and domain or industry expertise. So the ability for a human to give contextualization and goal-directedness to the machine, because the way you interpret sensor data coming from an airplane flying over the Sahara is going to be very different from sensor data from the airplane flying over Norway. Giving that context to the machine, saying, beware, you need to interpret the data differently, is a job that the human will have to give the machine. The ability for the human to interpret the data, to clean up for any bias in the data, because machines are now going rogue. They're picking up bad language from the consumers that they're serving. If you give biased data to a machine, it's going to come out with biased data. If you tell the machine that, in the past we've only been hiring men for these jobs, how are you going to account for diversity in the future? That's also a very important role that the humans will play. And then finally, I'm thinking of a kind of a bot nanny or bot governor job, the ability to manage a digital workforce. Today, if I go to work and there are 100 people on the job, 50 don't show up, I see it with my eyes. But if 50 bots don't sign on because of a password issue, I don't see it probably until the end of the month. So the ability to govern a digital workforce is going to be really critical in the future.
Those are great thoughts, really great thoughts. Yeah, no, it's fascinating. You're actually talking about a new division of labor between humans and machines.
A collaboration between them.
And a collaboration.
But new jobs that get created to manage that collaboration.
Wow,
Yeah.
excellent. Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for being with us today. That's Rebecca Scholl from Genpact, and thank you for your attention as well.